Okay. So yesterday we were discussing about the finding out the input impedance using a different stubs. So now we have as we have discussed, there are four types of stubs, that is parallel or shunt stub. Okay. Now again, so this parallel stub, whether it is short or open, so that will be again two types. Okay. Now again series stub, other type is series stub. Again in this we have short and open. Okay. Now if I take the load, okay, the ZL, now we can connect this stub, either it is parallel or series. Okay. So at a distance, some distance d from the load, let us take, so this distance is d, the location of the stub, okay, from the load point at a distance d. So now let us take at this point we have the short circuited stub. Okay, so this is shorted. So now we can take this one, it is nothing but a parallel or shunt short circuited stub. Okay, so this is one case. Similarly, if I put open, here it is parallel open stub. Okay, now similarly we have the series stub which is short or open. So let us take ZL here. So now at distance D, either a short circuited stub, let us take like this. So this we can call it as the short circuit. So now if I just put like this, it is a open circuited stub. And here if I remove this connection, it will become open stub. Okay, so these four configurations are there. Okay, so let us write that also. This is a open circuited series stub. Okay, so now from the location, from the load point, location of this stub which is distance d, and here also it is a short series stub. Okay, short series stub, and this one we can write it as open series stub. So this is short series stub and this is open series stub, and this is parallel or shunt stub, and one more, it is open. So this is open parallel stub. So this is open only. So now we can have the distance d. So these are the four types which are there. So now in all these cases we have to find out either input impedance or the input admittance. Okay. So that is what we needed here. So now in Smith chart, so I will just explain the procedure first, how we can able to find out the input impedance for a particular stub. Okay. So now let us take the case where we have parallel stub. Okay. So in the parallel stub, what will happen? So assume this is your Smith chart. Okay. So now for the parallel stub, where we have z equal to 0 in this end and z equal to infinity in this end. Okay. Similarly, the same point if I take the admittance chart. So assume this as a ZY chart, both impedance as well as admittance circles are there. So like this is the resistance circle and this is the reactance circle, and similarly we have the same chart which is having a conductance circle and susceptance circle. Assume like that. So this is having a ZY chart. So if I take both the chart which is impedance as well as admittance, this end z equal to 0 or we can have y equal to infinity. Similarly here z equal to infinity or y equal to 0. So now before finding out the input impedance or admittance, first we need to know what is the susceptance or the reactance which is offered by whether series stub or parallel stub. So now let us take the first case, so where it is parallel short circuited stub. Okay. So now here, so this is a short circuit point. Okay, so this is a short circuit point in your Smith chart. So we have y equal to infinity. Now for the short circuited stub, So let us take this is offering some susceptance YSC. Okay, so that is the susceptance which is offered by the parallel short circuited stub. Now how we can able to find out that one? So this is having some particular length. Okay, so this stub, the particular length they will specify. Okay, so that length you need to move from the short circuit point. Okay, so for this particular case, since we have the short circuited stub, so particular length, okay, so we have to move from this point, so the specified length, in order to obtain the susceptance offered by the parallel stub. So now let us take somewhere here some point is there. Okay, so now you can read what is the value of the susceptance which is offered by this parallel stub. Okay, so this we can also call it as the length. So where we can have the length of the short circuited stub. Okay, so now this is the length. You have to move from the short circuit point to the corresponding length, and you can read at this point what is the susceptance offered by the parallel stub or short circuited stub. Okay, so parallel short circuited stub. So once we find out the susceptance of this one, okay, now we have to locate the normalized ZL. Okay, so somewhere if I locate somewhere here ZL normalized, okay, let us assume the point where we have some normalized ZLN. Okay, so now from this point we have to take the VSWR circle. So now this is VSWR circle. So now in order to find out input impedance, so since the location of the stub which is from the load point, it is distance D. So now from this point we have to move some distance D from the load point. Let us take, so this distance I am moving. Okay, so this distance, that is from the load point to the distance I am moving. So now this is a point where we have the location of the stub. So now you can read at this point what is actually since we have to find out input impedance, so we can able to first find out what is admittance, because it is a parallel stub, we need to add the susceptance. So first we need to find out what is the susceptance value at this point. So let us take this at point 1. So now at point 1, what is the susceptance offered at point 1? So for that susceptance, we need to add the susceptance offered by the stub. So finally we are going to get, so after adding, so somewhere here we are going to get, say for example, after adding this susceptance, so since we have adding the susceptance, we have to move on the conductance circle. Okay, so after moving on the conductance circle, we will get the total susceptance offered by, so that is the total susceptance after adding this, and we will get the point. Okay, so let us say this much susceptance, so we have added, and final resultant somewhere here it will come. So now at this point we have to read the input admittance or the input impedance. So that is where we have located the input impedance. So this is a procedure what I told. So in order to get clarity, so we will do one problem, we will going to get it. So for this we need to have both impedance as well as the admittance chart. So you can see here, so there is lines which is running from this side also and this side also. So this is what the total, that is both combined impedance as well as admittance chart. You can see normalized impedance and admittance coordinates. So now let us take a particular problem. Okay, so if I take the particular problem for this, then we can able to get how we can able to find out the input impedance. Now let us take, so the problem where we have Z0 equal to 50 ohm, ZL equal to 15 plus J10 ohm. Okay, and we have the connected open stub. Okay, so it is like this, the figure where we have the ZL, okay, which is equal to 15 plus J10, and we have from the load point we have connected the parallel open stub. So now this is the parallel open stub or shunt open stub. So now the distance of this open stub, which is given it as 0.044 lambda. So this is what the distance, which is the stub which is located from the load point. Okay, and the length of this stub, which is nothing but 0.147 lambda. Okay, so now let us take these values, and now we have to find out what is the input impedance. Okay, so now first we will normalize the load value. So if I normalize the load value, which is equal to 15 plus j10 divided by 50, which will give, so how much you will get, 0.3 plus j 0.2. So this is what the normalized value we will going to get. So now first we need to locate this point and plot the VSWR circle. Now where it is 0.3 plus j2, we can see here. So this is your resistance circle where we have 0.3. Okay, so this point 0.3, the resistance circle, and j 0.3 again. So this is the value where we have where we have the intersection of this. So now we can see here, this is the Z normalized value. Okay, so let us take, this is ZL normalized value. So now taking this radius, okay, so we need to plot the circle. Okay, so now approximately I will plot this one, the VSWR circle. So like this. Now we have.
Sir, Smith chart is blurred, sir.
Hello.
Sir, Smith chart is blurred, sir.
It is blurred.
Sir.
So I don't know how. Maybe the camera height we have to focus it. Now it is fine.
Sir, now it's little bit okay, sir.
But this height I cannot put because that setup is like that. So just follow the procedure what I am telling. So you will going to get the values. Okay. So try to do it. So this is the ZL normalized value, and you have to plot the VSWR circle. So plot the VSWR circle, and so find out the distance from, so that is draw the line from this center point and through this ZL point. So you will going to get some point. So from that is the load point, we have to move towards the generator the value of distance 0.4044 lambda. Okay, so that is what we need to do. So take that value and join this line to the center and read the value here. What is the value here? Can anybody tell? Hello? Can anybody tell what is the value after joining? So plot this VSWR circle properly. So anybody is done? What is the value here? Anybody done? Hello? Hello, Sri Gauri, Tushali, have you done? 0.032, okay.
0.0.
0.032, okay. So now, if say this is 0.032, okay, so now we have to add the distance. So this distance we need to add. So this is a load point now. We have to add this much distance, that is 0.032 plus 0.044. So we will going to get 0.076 lambda. So now we have to move on the constant VSWR circle till the value where we will going to get, so the 0.076. Okay, so that we have to do 0.076. So now we can see where it is. So here you can see 0.008 it is there. Okay, 0.076 is this point. So now we have to join the point to the center. Okay, so now this is the actual location of the stub point. Okay, so now this is the location of the stub point. Now at this point you have to read what is the susceptance value offered by the location. Now first we need to see what is the susceptance value of this location. Before adding the susceptance of the stub, we have to see what is the susceptance at this point. So now we can see here, so maybe, so we can get around 1.4 or 1.3 or 1.5 in the range of that one. Okay, that is a susceptance which is offered at this point, that is the obtained value of the susceptance at this point. So just you see, after adding this much distance, that is 0.044 lambda. Okay, so draw the line from that point to the center. So now on the VSWR circle where it is intersecting, so that you point your readout in the admittance chart, not in the impedance chart, admittance chart, that is conductance as well as susceptance. So that we need to read at that point. So if I read that one, maybe the conductance part is nearly 1 and the susceptance part is nearly around 1.4 or 1.5. Just read and tell me the value of the admittance. So in this chart, so where we have going these lines and also from this point line, from this end. So we have to read the value here. Can anybody read? What is the value you are getting? Kavya, getting? What is the value you are getting? Okay, 1.2 plus 1.42J. Okay, so 1.2 plus J 1.4. So now see here, so we have the value which is the susceptance which is J 1.4. Okay, so that is what we are going to get.
So minus
yeah, 1.39. So actually you have to take it as a minus, because in the upper half of this Smith chart it is minus and lower half of this Smith chart is plus. Sorry, this is plus for impedance and minus for the lower half is the minus for impedance and plus is upper half for the impedance. But the admittance, so upper half is minus and lower half is plus. So since we have the point in the upper half of the Smith chart, we have to take minus 1 point whatever the value 39j. Okay, so you have to read like that. So at this point, so this is the admittance value. So now we have obtained the, at this point, what is the admittance. Now we have to see how much susceptance offered by this stub. Okay, since it is a open circuited stub, so now open circuit is here, so where y equal to 0. Since it is a shunt open stub, we have to take this point y equal to 0, and from this point we have to move a length of 0.147 lambda. Okay, so now you can see here it is 0.25 at this point, the value is 0.25. You have to add 0.147 to this to arrive the what is the susceptance offered by this stub. So now if I add that one, so you will going to get, so 0.397. So now see where is the 0.397. So here it is 397 somewhere here. Now take that value and you can draw one this thing line, and where the susceptance circles which is actually meeting this point. You can see maybe 1.2 or 1.4 something it is coming. So you can see the value, what is the value which is offering. So this is the length we are moving 1.147 from the open circuited point value. So that is, this is the place where we have shunt open. Since it is a shunt, so we have to take y equal to 0 point and we have to move this much length. So now you can see at this point what is the value which is offered. Now we should not see on the VSWR circle, we should see where the point, the susceptance point and this straight line which is actually getting intersected. So now you can see maybe between 1.2 and 1.3, maybe we will get the plus j 1.39 or 38, whatever it is. So you can see that value at this point. So in order to find out only the susceptance of this stub, you should not see on the VSWR circle. Here you have to see what is the susceptance value. So take from the center point and join till the value of this whatever 0.397 and see what is the susceptance offered by this. So now can you tell me the value? Is it 0.19, 0.139? Hello? How much you are getting at this point? Can you tell me? Hello? Have you done? Anybody? Hello? Anybody done or not? Are you getting? Hello, Kavya? Did you get it? Hello. Hello, anybody get it or not? Tushali, Sri Gauri, doing or not? Hello? Kavya?
So 0.56.
0.56. So okay, whatever the approximate value which I found out here from this length, so I will get these around 0.13 or 135 like that. So now if I add that one 1.39 or whatever it is coming, so then we will going to get, so after adding the susceptance, so you can see here, so this is a 1.4 whatever j. Now if I add at this point the susceptance, you will going to get the admittance value which is 1.2. Okay, so now what is the admittance value 1.2? So somewhere here, so the admittance value, that is only the conductance part is there, that is around here. Okay, so this is what the admittance value, so where we are going to get the y equal to 1.2. Now similarly, if I read the value of the Smith chart, okay, at this point, so you will going to get the impedance value which is equal to 0.9. So that is what the input impedance. At the same point, wherever we are getting the admittance value, okay, so read the impedance value, so that in the resistance circle how much it is there. So that resistance circle which will give the value of, so actually this is 1.2. So at this point admittance is 0.9. Sorry. 1.2 no? Admittance is yeah, it is 0.9. The impedance value is 0.9, where we have the admittance value 1.2. So this is not the point, so here it is the point. So where we have the admittance value 1.2, and so at the same point impedance value 0.9. So that is what your input impedance which is normalized. Okay, so the input impedance normalized value which is equal to 0.9. So the Z in the absolute value is 0.9 into 50 ohm, that is 45 ohm. This is actually approximate value, you got it. Okay, so since the point are missing, so it is acceptable plus or minus 0.1 here. So beyond that it will not be acceptable. Okay, so this is how we can able to find out the input impedance point. So now try to find out another problem, so where we have the series stub. Okay, so let us take series short circuited stub. For this problem we have the ZL value which is equal to 100 ohm. Okay, and the distance where it is located which is equal to lambda by 4. Okay, and this short circuited stub length which is equal to L equal to lambda by 8. So now we have to find out what is the input impedance. So now we can see in this chart only how we can able to do this one. So now first we can put the Z normalized value which is equal to 100 by 50 which is equal to 2. Okay, so now we can take this and locate the where it is the resistance value 2. So now we can see here the normalized ZLN. So for this particular problem which is equal to 2. Now this is the value. So now taking this radius and draw the VSWR circle. Okay, so now once we draw the VSWR circle, so now we can see here, so where actually the Z which is exactly located at the the real axis of the Smith chart. So now this is our load point. So now we have to move how much distance? We have to move exactly lambda by 4, that is 0.25. So now in the Smith chart exactly 0.25 means that is opposite here at this point. Okay. So now at this point you can see what is the value of the impedance value. So since the reactance is 0 and we have the impedance value which is equal to around 0.52. Let us take the impedance at this point which is 0.52. Okay. So now once we have find out the point where we have added the distance on the VSWR circle. So now we have to find out what is the reactance offered by this series. So since it is in series, it is a reactance. If it is in the parallel, it is the admittance or susceptance which is offered. So now we can see what is the reactance value since it is a short circuited stuff. Okay. So now we can see where the short circuit is. So the short circuit point is this one. Open circuit point is this one. So now the short circuit point we can see. So for the short circuit actually Z equal to infinity. So here the same point. If the open circuit Z equal to 0 we have to take here. So again we have to take from this point only the length lambda by 8, that is 0.125. So take from this value and 0.125 length you move. So if you move 0.125, so it is already 0.25. Okay. So if I move from that value 0.125, you will going to get 0.375. So from this point, so you can move up to 0.375. So draw the scale. So you will going to get the value of the reactance. So now the reactance is J1 here. So since it is a lower part, it will give minus J1. Okay. So now we can add the reactance minus J1 to this. Okay. So that is Zin which is equal to 0.5 minus J1. Okay. So where we have, so this is 0.5 and we have J minus 1 is this one. So now we can find out the point after adding the reactance of the minus J1.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, your voice is not audible and Smith chart is also not clearly visible, sir.
The Smith chart, because the height of the camera is that much only. So I can't reduce that because the setup is done like that much height. Okay. So what we can do for this? So because this Smith chart, so I cannot actually put like this, or since it is both the charts is available, so I cannot zoom that. What we can do for this? Okay, so then I'll take any different camera. I'll just try with that. So maybe tomorrow, if possible, I'll going to take the new camera, or if it is not possible, on Monday I'll do it. This one. Okay. So now you try to understand the procedure of this, how we can
Yes, sir.
get.
Can you please repeat that once again on Monday, sir?
Yeah, I'll repeat whichever application you are not understood. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So till now we have done many applications, finding out VSWR, reflection coefficient, that is input impedance from reflection coefficient, and input impedance whenever it is given different the VSWR, and also we can find out Zmax, Zmin, Lmax, Lmin, and admittance also, and these applications. So whichever application you are finding it difficult, you just tell me, I'll repeat that. Okay. Is it fine?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So now there is no other choice for me. Only with this camera, no, only I have to do now. So is it okay when I use that pad, writing pad? I think for explanation this is fine, I think, but only the chart problem is there.
Is that writing part is visible. Smith
Okay.
chart is not.
Okay.
And your voice is also, well, it is too low.
Okay, so that again I have to make it an arrangement such that I'll talk in the mobile. While just for camera it is just for showing I'll do. Probably you can be able to hear that.
Sir, can you please send this class recording?
Yeah, that I am uploading. Only from last 2 class I didn't upload, I think. So that I will do it, the record uploading. You try to take the procedure whatever I said and try to do your own the problems. How much you do more, that will be better. And if you don't get any problem or any application, let me know. I'll just repeat that one.
Okay.
Okay. Or else is it possible I'll just upload the videos where I am just explaining how to do procedure in the Smith chart by clearly visible camera. I'll do it separately and shall I upload it in the YouTube? So is it okay?
Yes, sir, that is fine.
Okay, so then I'll do that. So possibly what are the applications you may find it difficult, I'll do it and I'll send it to you. Okay. So now for this problem, so you just take this 0.52 minus J1. So once you are adding the reactance offered by this short circuited stub that is connected in series. Okay. So now we are going to get the input impedance which is given by Zin equal to minus 0.5 minus J1. Okay. So now this is a normalized value. So you want to get absolute value, you can multiply by 50, you will going to get the input impedance absolute value. So you have to multiply by 50. So that is how you will going to get the input impedance value. So this is for this application where we have the series short circuited stub. Even we have one more kind where we can apply series open stub. So whenever it is series open stub, you have to calculate the reactance of the stub by this point, and we have short circuited stub. So that also you can do from this point. Okay, that two application you can try to do it and try to get so I'll just give the values here. So just try to do this one. We have so two problems I'll try to give. You just do it. Possibly if you get answer, you tell me. Otherwise, I'll try to do in the next class. Okay. So this is a short circuited stub. Okay. This is a short circuited stub. Sorry. So this is short circuited stub. So take this length of the short circuit stub, which is equal to something like 125 lambda, and ZL you can take around 100 plus J 75 ohm, and the distance between the load and the point you can take so something like 0.0115 lambda. Okay. So that is what you can take and find out the input impedance. So this is one type of problem. You try to do it this one. And one more problem. You take ZL equal to 50 plus J 100 ohm. And where we have here you can put the series open stub. Okay, series open stub with the length equal to 0.25 lambda and the distance which is equal to 0.125 lambda. So now find out the input impedance. So these two problems, try to do it. So if you don't get, I will try to get in the Smith chart and let me discuss these two type of problems. Okay, is it fine? Okay, so we'll stop here and we'll do it. So try to do these two problems, we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay.